I have some unpopular opinions that I want to address. For one, yeah, I have some haters. It could be from like the craziest reasons. I have one hater that may feel like I took their man, but if your man ain't treating you right, he probably ain't gonna treat me right either. So trust and believe, like, I don't even want that shit. Like, for real. And they have a misperception about it. Like, their whole perception is warped on that whole situation. Just a really childish ass mindset, very immature. You know, you mad at the wrong person. You are mad at the wrong person. Okay? For two, I'm absolutely is not gonna do things the way that other people are doing it just to get ahead. I can't even bring myself to do it. I was listening to my last podcast and I was like, man, I might just have to, do the gimmicky type things that I see people do because it gained traction and stuff. I might have to go on live. I might have to like show my face and all of that. And these are things I really don't want to do because I'm not just thinking about me. I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about my daughter. I'm thinking about a lot of different things. Um, and my privacy. I'm really am an introvert. I just have a lot on my mind that I like to express. So if for any reason people feel like they can't trust me because they can't see my cards or they can't see my face, all they got is my voice or whatever, then that's alright. Go ahead, do you. So, cause I'm gonna do me. I've been working on other things of how to like utilize my energy. Um, but most of all, I'm kind of preparing for whatever energy that is coming. There is a very major shift right now, and a lot of this shit is going to be dead. Like, if I was to like do all the gimmicky stuff, dang, I could swear I put my phone on mute. If I was to like fall into that, like maybe in like a year, maybe even less than a year, like a lot of this shit is going to be dead anyways. You should always go at the beat of your own drum. I really don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I really don't even have to explain myself honestly about anything. I'm just going to continue to be myself. You know, my actions speak for themselves. And for any reason, if anybody has something negative to say about me, most likely because I don't fuck with them no more. But if they do, ask them this question. Ask them, like, do you have anything good to say about her? And they should have an answer. If they don't, they have to try very hard not to. Okay? Because, look, I treat people how I want to be treated. I don't know, man. I really don't even give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, really. I'm just addressing shit because Spirit moved me to address shit, you know. But in a lot of ways, I don't give a fuck. But in some ways, I do. People really do be hurting me because it's not that I try hard to be a good person or a person with integrity. That's just who I am, you know. And a major trigger of mine is being called a liar or being lied on, because I have the most trauma around that. That's something that I dealt with all my life, and I never really understood why people do that. So, um, another thing is like not giving my credit where credit is due. But I guess there's not much I could do about any of that. You really can't control what people do outside of you. You could just only like control what you do. Get what I'm saying? So I decided like I'm gonna try not to give too much energy to that, but this ain't me turning the other cheek. I ain't one of those type of people. You come in my comments talking crazy, and if I catch it, then I'ma respond. And I'ma respond from my heart too. See, I'm not gonna get on other people's level. I'ma stay true to me and stay on my level. Okay? So if I respond, I'ma respond from my heart. And that gonna make you feel some type of way. Cause I'm starting to notice that people ain't even used to that. People is not used to that. And that's so sad to me. Like, here I am being real as fuck, authentic as I can be, but that people are asking me to not be like that. You don't understand how like crazy that be looking to me. It really be looking crazy to me. But whatever, man. Whatever. Another thing, somebody left a comment and said that, oh, such and such did a better reading than what I did. Listen, let me find out that was you. Let me find out that was you, because that ain't how you get attention. All right? You could do it much better with integrity. Okay? Now, if you would have came on my shit and been like, oh, I did a reading on this too, here's the link to my reading, no motherfucking problem. But you trying to throw me under the bus to get traction to your reading, that's foul. And let me find out that was you, because I would address you directly, you know. But YouTube is against me anyway, because I would come on your shit and be like, why you do shit like this? You know, whatever. But YouTube won't allow me to comment on anybody else's shit. They just delete my comment, no matter what it say. It don't matter. I ain't using no cuss words or nothing. They just delete it. Ever since I put up that video that they took down, that's just how they been treating me. So, yeah. But I'm going to address it. Period. However I could address it. See? I ain't with the bullshit, man. People be really doing some dumb, grimy ass things. And it be really like, it baffles me sometimes. Like, why? But it don't get me in a space where I want to be negative towards you. I want to show love and compassion if I can. But I will be hella truthful, because I be really wanting to understand that mindset. I be truly wanting to understand why you think and perceive the way that you do. So that's how I'm going to address it. And that's how I address everything. Now, to some people, it might seem harsh or whatever, because, I don't know, I might be cussing or something like that. The way that I'm talking, it might be aggressive. are intimidating. But that's not my intent. You know, if I'm sounding like that, it's probably because I'm like, it hurt me. So I'm responding from my heart, but I'm hurt, by the actions of that person. And it don't even have to be like that. It really don't. I give opportunity for something else to exist besides that negativity. And nobody take me on that. They just gun hold on being like that. So why can't you just leave me alone then? Why do you watch my content? Why do you talk to my friends? Why you do that? Why would you, why you do that? Because I don't do that. If I told you I don't fuck with you, I don't go on your profile. I don't watch you or nothing. I don't do that. I don't give it that energy. I might wonder about you. I might think about you, yeah. I might still even care about you. I might even still love you if I told you I did. But to me, watching somebody that I know won't treat me right would just be painful. So I just won't do it because I'm not trying to hurt myself. Because I know how people is. Because I could be petty like that sometimes. So I know damn well other people can say some shit. Shit, I'm doing it right the fuck now. And if you're one of those haters and you watching this and you listening to it, yeah, I'm addressing you. Okay? So if I don't fuck with you, I ain't coming on your profile because you probably saying some shit subliminally that call yourself addressing me. And you know what that gonna make me want to do? Say something. I know myself. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna be like, who? Call me. Cause we finna talk about this shit cause you on some fuck shit, man. I wanna say something. I don't understand. I don't have that type of energy to be lurking in the shadows and shit like that or be throwing subliminals and all of that. I don't have that energy, man. I go on your shit and you saying something crazy about me, I'm gonna be in the fucking comments like, say what? Oh, that's how you see it? Okay, let me tell you my perspective then. But I'm not finna be doing it. I'm gonna be direct because I like solutions. And I don't think I can help myself. I guess I'm impulsive in that type of way. So I just don't do it. I don't understand why do people do that to me. They say they don't fuck with me. They go talk to my friends about me and stuff like that, but they come on my content and they watch me. They keep up with me. But you don't fuck with me. You don't care about me. So that don't make no sense to me. Explain that to me. And then if I try to talk to you, you acting all indifferent, like you too good to have a conversation or to work through. You know what you look like? Me, a child. Like, see, people be out here real dead ass playing mind games and thinking that they doing something. When I'm just looking at them like, yo, I'm a person that truly care about you, that actually want to work through things with you, and you so bent on winning something. You so bent on playing these mind games. You so bent on me being your enemy, but yet you really in love. You ain't doing nothing but playing yourself. And I just don't understand why you can't see it. Anyways, some things I want to address. Unpopular opinions. Young Pharaoh. I have been asked to like do a reading on Young Pharaoh and everything. I asked the person to send me a video and I watched some of it. To me, Young Pharaoh is a bitter Virgo. He bitter. He really did like that girl, Golden Beauty. I really believe that he had love for her. He just didn't treat her right because he's so lost in whatever occult knowledge that he knows that he can't even treat a woman like a spirit. He just see her as basically like property. You know, he up here saying stuff like, yeah, I was with this one chick and in the morning time I wanted her to go exercise and read with me and she didn't even want to do that, so she don't want to better herself. Look, not everybody want to read and exercise. That don't mean that that person not valuable. That don't mean that they not working on themselves. They doing shit their own way. Let them do them. It must be something that you seen about them that you appreciated that made you want to be with them. So just because they didn't want to do things how you do things doesn't mean that what you saying is true. And the fact that he can't see that is because he all effed up being religious. He is religious. I don't care what he say. Okay? Get that shit up out my face, man. I ain't talking about the person who sent me the video. I'm talking about Young Pharaoh himself. Like, look. It's time for you to transcend, but he just going deeper in his shadow because just like every other religious ass person, they afraid of the change. So all they see is fire and brimstone. Cause they want things to go back to an ancient time, a time in the past. Some stuck in the past ass motherfuckers. So yeah, you know, and then he went and talking about how some white woman, look, I don't give a fuck if you want to be with a white woman. Go on and be with her. Y'all niggas are so damn programmed that y'all all act the same. That's how I know that it's a programming. None of y'all have any form of individuality. Okay? Y'all out here saying the same shit. Back in the day, this. Back in the day, that. You know, oh, this and that. Nah, you so caught up in the constructs of this world, but you think that you not. You think that you so spiritual. Nah, nigga, you lost. And what you did is push away a good woman, somebody that actually love your ass, and now you mad. Now you mad at all black women. These niggas make me sick with that shit. Get that shit up, man. Get the fuck. See, now what's going to end up happening is that girl is going to transcend past you and show you something that you need to learn. But they can't even learn the lesson because they so in denial or they so stuck in the past. They holding on to something. And they just see things how they see things. See, a lot of these black men out here, they so broken that they just grabbing hold to anything. And all they want to do is dominate and control. But they don't want to empathize or understand. Put yourself in her shoes. how would you feel? See, that's the pain he feeling, but he can't recognize it. That's why he bitter. And anybody that's bitter, man, woman, whatever, if they bitter as hell and they casting stones at all one group of people, instead of it being an individual thing, that person hurt you. But now everybody that skin color or look like that person, all of them get stones too. If you are bitter, then you are trapped in something. You are stuck in some type of cage that you just can't find your way out of. What he needs to do is humble himself. Realize he in that fucking cage and release himself. So he could stop feeling the pain, because I could see it all through him. He hurt. And just because he hurt don't mean that he's a victim. Okay? It's layers to it. He has to take accountability for his actions. Shit crazy. Like, ain't it funny? Like, every time these niggas, like, they get to talking the same. Like, listening to him, don't he sound just like Eligio now? Don't he sound just like him? Because even though, like, when he had his girl under his control, he felt like he was doing something special. Right? So he up here going against this dude philosophy and all this other shit. But then when the dust settles, we learn that all of these motherfuckers are indoctrinated the same type of way. Because every time the dust settles, they get to sounding the same. You go to the basics of the programming. That's how you know. Like, these are mental people. They fall up and they worship their minds. And it's so deeply ingrained. Even people that at one time, I would look at this person like, oh, you a divine masculine or whatever like that. At some point, that damn programming came through. And they started talking about women in a type of way that is restricting and oppressing. Because they don't see a spirit. They see property. So that's what's going on with him. And yeah, if he is possessed, he possessed by the programming. The one that he said for a long time that he not a part of, but he is. You know? He is. And I don't want to hear about some white woman who come and organize his shit because she realized he busy. Nah, go ahead and get with her and live with her. Her demons gonna come to the surface like everybody else's. Okay? You can't. Don't be comparing a woman that you've been with for years to a woman that you haven't even been in a relationship with. A woman that secretly wanna have intimacy with you or whatever. Don't do that. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Like, anyways. Another one is John of God. I was watching a documentary. I was left with so many questions. So many of them. Now, I believe the victims. I believe everybody's perspective. But it's like, damn, these documentaries just don't be going deep enough for me. Some of it just didn't sit right with me. Um, like I wanted to know more about the deities, the entities, or whatever, because everybody say, "Oh, I have my own set of entities," or whatever. Even the victims would be like, "Yeah, the only reason I was saved is because of my entities." So I'm like, okay. Now, John or God said that I heard a few times him say that he channeling King Solomon. When I looked at him, I did see like a dark figure with like a halo. And I ain't saying like it's angelic just because it has a halo. Like, no. See, I gotta be careful which I give y'all spirit away to. But by the end of the documentary, I have realized that John or God was created. There's a reason why they create these figures and then crucify them in front of you. And it's because they want people to turn away from a certain form of spirituality. Like people who actually is out here like healing people and doing good, like they don't get no recognition. Not just they don't get recognition, but they become oppressed. You know? And the oppression is not just from the government, not just from the system. The oppression could come from people around you. It's like they don't even know what they do. People always keep me in the dark. Like they might feel inspired by me, but they won't say it. They won't speak my name. They might do it for other people, but they won't do it for me. But it's a reason for that. So when you are a genuine good person with your own mind, like you will get oppressed or suppressed. So, I mean, it creates fear in people. I was just imagining somebody who, walking away for Christianity or whatever, and then they see something like this and feel a certain type of way, feel certain type of fears or something. Or it creates a distrust within them towards other spiritualists. And that makes our job dangerous, being a healer, spiritualist, or whatever, because people are already projecting on you from what is constantly being put out in the programming. People did it to me several times, you know. In a lot of ways, it made me not even want to. It makes me not even want to be like a healer or whatever. Or I got to find a way to do it to protect myself. Because people are already projecting on you. Now, it just, I had questions. Like, I really wanted to know, like, the entities he so-called channel. And at the end of the documentary, it's like they still couldn't dismiss the healing, right? Because there's people who has truly been healed or has some type of experience with him that they couldn't explain. And I thought it was interesting that a lot of the women said, like, during the sexual assault, they would lose consciousness. Now, I'm a natural skeptic. So I'm thinking stuff like they could have been drugged. They, something like that. And then after they would come to. Then the people who still are followers of John of God, which is scary itself, like this one guy was like, well, I dedicated my life to this. He abandoned his kids and wife and everything to be at this temple. See, these people's souls are trapped and they don't even see it because people are so used to giving their power away. Because that's how they train you since you come out the womb, that you are powerless. So you end up giving it all away. I did get a visual of John like praying to like some type of deity because he really wanted fame, money, and power. So he gave his own light away to it and allowed himself to be possessed. Now the people who follow him believe that it was the deity who did those things to those women and not him. Nah, he's still accountable, even if that was true. Because at some point, he gave it permission to possess him. So, but I guess I pulled some cards on it. Alright, see, there's a reason why they don't want us to believe in ourselves or believe in our own power and our own intuition. And they don't really want us to know ourselves. Every time we try to go within to learn something about ourselves, we start reaching out externally to get some form of validation for it. And we are programmed to be like that. And I struggle with it too. So it is what it is. Like, I understand. But I didn't know what to ask for sure. So I was just asking Spirit to like reveal the truth of the situation to me. And I also asked, where did he get his power from? So I was thinking about a case specifically. It was this woman who had a tumor in her brain, and they told her she had like a short time to live. And then he went into some type of, I don't know, became possessed, stuck some type of syringe up her nose, and then she passed out. And then she said when she went into the back room, I'm not sure if the blood was coming out of her mouth or her nose, but it was a lot coming out like in chunks. And after that, she was cured. And then there was another woman who had cancer, a cancerous tumor in her. She went there, they did some healing of it or whatever, and she said that she believed that it was gone. She believed that she was healed. So when she went to the doctor, the cancer, the tumor was still there. But when they went and did surgery, it was benign. It wasn't cancerous no more. So there's power in faith. That's why when they do like the placebo effect on you, a lot of times it works on people. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lay it at you. Sometimes it works on people and make them believe that, like, they could give you a sugar pill, but you believe that this pill is going to cure something. And just in the power of the belief, people will start to feel better and do better. So it's so much power in the belief. And I believe that the reason he was able to heal so many people is because it was a collective belief going through the air. And he will like bring people who he say is mediums. And I feel like these people were like powerful in energy. So they was like conduits where he could channel not just through his energy, but through their energy as well. And that will help heal the person. If you could get a collective people to believe in something, then that outcome will start to generate. Get what I'm saying? So the magic is still real, but if we was to get more in tune with spirit, this wouldn't be a miracle. This would just be a way of life. And it would be that simple, but we make it complicated and people are greedy and they want all the credit. You know what I'm saying? Like for him to do what he do, he needed a collective consciousness to do it. But people get greedy and they want people to believe in them more than they believe in themselves. And because that's the way that we are programmed, sometimes that's the best way. Sometimes that is the best way because people will find it taboo to believe in themselves and in their own power of their own energy. So sometimes they need somebody externally to believe in them in order to make it real. So that woman with the tumor, she went to him to get healed and everything, and because there was already such a reputation around it, that even made her believe even more into it. That's why after some time it's like he became lazier and lazier with it. Like at the beginning he was like cutting people, sticking stuff up their nose and stuff like that. And then it went into him selling bottles of water. So, and people felt like they was getting healed from that. That because of the momentum that he built around the fact that he is some type of healer and that he could heal people. You get what I'm saying? I hope people getting what I'm saying, but you know. But him as a man was not a good person. I do believe that he believed in what he was doing, but all of it was a projection of himself. Even with him saying that he was being taken over by some entity, that has something to do with something fragmented within himself. Now, do I believe that? Yes, I believe in entities, but a lot of times people themselves are projecting it. Like, I didn't always believe this, you know, because I haven't always been a spiritual person. Like, in a sense, I was because of my sensitivity. But I didn't really wasn't sure about things. So, but after some time of like just doing readings and just what I've been seeing and witnessing and observing, I realized that no, people are more powerful than they think. And it's dangerous because people won't believe in their power, but they are constantly projecting negativity out of them. And that negativity can turn into entities. See? And they will attack you and attack other people. But a lot of times people are projecting that from themselves. Now, all these cards came out reverse. I also feel like he went through some type of trauma as a child. That was another thing that I was hoping that, like, when they got an interview with him, they just asked him about the cases. But I was hoping that they would ask him, like, his childhood, his story, because I was curious about that. I do feel like he had a woman in his life when he was younger that was abusive towards him. And before he started to channel these entities, which I believe he believed that he was channeling entities, because I could see him praying. He's a religious fanatic. So I could see him praying and praying and praying for the fame, the money, and the power. And then starting to get possessed by his damn self, by his own darkness. It's a way for him to be in denial, okay? I do believe that sometimes when he was possessed, other aspects of himself was somewhere else. But it was still him. Man, it's effed up down here. I be getting emotional sometimes, and people might not understand why, but it's so messed up down here. Like, it's like everything is backwards. And the reason why there's so much suffering is because people is so disconnected from spirit. They so disconnected from their own energy. And the way that we handle things just creates more problems. So it was him, all of it. even the parts in the healing, but it was almost like he deceived himself. But he was also created. See, people don't understand, like, in some type of way, people who like control things, like they control certain narratives because they don't want you to be connected to spirit because they selfish. There's some people that they really caught up in greed, like them, they lost themselves. These people been trapped here for eons, keep incarnating into certain families and stuff like that. They all messed up. But this is their paradise because they could come here and basically do what they want to do. And they get away with it. They don't worry about money. They don't care about gender, your skin color, none of that. But they make you care about it just to keep you confused and divided, just to keep you feeling powerless. And you know what's messed up is that souls get stuck here for the longest times because they don't know how to find their way back to their spirit. So, because really, if you knew more about yourself, you wouldn't have to come here and keep on suffering. It really is like coming to hell here. And then you just like a slave to their energy to keep this place how they want it to be for them. See, honestly, I don't believe that. I believe I reach more people than what my numbers and everything show. But I'm telling y'all, it's messed up down here. I just kind of accepted the fact that while I'm here, I probably will always be in some type of way oppressed. Now, I'm not accepting it as in I'm manifesting it, because that's something else that they do. So be careful of that. You got to keep believing in your freedom. That's something hard for me to do here because I see things for what they are. And it makes me sad. And it can make me feel hopeless in some ways. But I I believe like my spirit or whatever, it's like in touch with something, in tune with something that whatever happened, I still believe in myself. Okay? I still believe in the power of my spirit because it makes sense to me. All this other shit just don't make no damn sense to me. So these women who are the victims, and I believe there could be a few men, but they not speaking. See, what is justice? I feel like that needs to be uh, thought about differently so that we could create real healing and change and stop the pattern. These women feel like there would be some form of healing if this man was to spend his life in prison and suffers in ways that they felt like they suffer internally. But that actually turns karmic for them. When you wish suffering on another spirit, and I understand, I do, this coming from somebody who has been sexually assaulted. And it took me a long time to talk about what happened to me, a long time to forgive, but there were certain aspects of my abuse that made me have compassion for him, the person who the person who abused me. It took time, but more so than him going to jail, I wanted to understand him. I wanted him to heal. So, if we want to create healing, then we have to get to the root of the problem. And the problem started before he even started to rape and molest those women. It's like they have us focusing on the wrong thing. And that's why we never feel like we really getting anywhere. Ever so often, like things change and some form of oppression is lifted. Like people feel like they getting some type of rights when they go to court for years and years and years. And finally, a law is passed to supposedly protect them. But that's ridiculous to me. So now there's some type of law now that supposedly protect you, but does it really? How is going to protect you when rapists and molesters are still being created? So that's just my outlook. And I'm not saying like he shouldn't be punished or whatever. Like, I can't help but see things from like a broader perspective because a lot of the pain in the world, I experience it. And I had to get through it, because I went through a period that I was just an angry, bitter ass person. Like, I went through the process. And just because of the way my sensitivity and the way that I am, it's like things have to make sense. So it's like you go deeper with it, and then you start to understand like how shallow everything is, especially here. But sometimes I be looking like people are so lost, caught up in the wrong thing, that how we gonna ever truly gain peace or freedom? This is a individual thing. I know that people like they might want to get together and protest and all that and stuff, but no, you could do a lot from just healing yourself. So, but there's a reason why they do this on purpose. Um, they already built your mind to think and perceive things in a certain type of way based off of the location you was born, the culture, and everything. And it keeps you stuck in that one way of thinking, you know. And they make it where it's so hard to go against the grain, because you could become outcasted. You can um you know, you seen how they treat people who think differently or do their own thing. And it's a hard battle, but it can be won. It can be. It's like they ingrain fear in you most of all. Like, a part of me despise fear. Cause that particular emotion is what keeps us the most trapped. And they have used that technique all through history. You could see it. They have you trapped in fear. Oh, y'all, I'm about to go, okay? So stay blessed. Thank you for tuning in. And I haven't really been interacting with the comments and stuff lately, because I've been like, I'm going through my own transition. Like, I'm just doing my own thing right now. I've been kind of to myself and paying attention. So if I'm not like responding to comments as much as I used to, 'cause I try to read them as much as I can, and 'cause I want y'all to know like your opinion is important to me. And I hear you. Your voice is important to me. But sometimes I get in a space where I have to go and recharge, and I can't really, I have to be very selective with my energy. So, all right, y'all, stay blessed.